Chapter 14, Major Minerals, Screencast 3. Now, this screencast will be focusing on two minerals, and those will be potassium and chloride. Now, when we look at potassium, 90% of it is absorbed within the small and large intestine. 95% of it is found within cell bodies. Remember, potassium is the primary intracellular ion, and generally potassium balance is going to be achieved through kidney excretion and retention. When we look at the primary functions associated with potassium, many of them are going to mirror those of sodium. Keep in mind, potassium is the major cation we find inside of cells, and there are some other things that potassium might actually do. It may blunt the effects of a high salt intake and help keep blood pressure within normal limits. It's been known to suppress the renin-angiotensin system, and it also will promote the secretion of sodium and water. Now here, it's not surprising that individuals have problems getting enough potassium because the primary sources are going to be fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. And we already know how good the typical American is with consuming those food items. Now, when someone is not getting enough potassium, that is known as hypokalemia, and that is a life-threatening condition. Symptoms associated with hypokalemia could be weakness, fatigue, constipation, and really worrisome way would be arrhythmias. There could be increased blood pressure and increasing risk of a stroke. Also, the increased risk of kidney stones and bone loss. This can actually be caused by the excessive loss of potassium in either urine or feces, taking diuretics, or a low intake of potassium overall. Also, remember, potassium is one of those things that is not reabsorbed to a high degree within the tubule of the nephron. Now, when someone has too much potassium, it's known as hyperkalemia, and this is also life-threatening. This can occur when the kidney function is poor. This can result in irregular heartbeat, cardiac arrest, intestinal upset. There is no upper level is set because generally hyperkalemia is especially rare in healthy persons. Now, the next mineral that we're going to address in this screencast is chloride. And basically, chloride is found in those foods that come from table salt. Imagine we consume sodium chloride. So many of the functions and also the recommendations are going to mirror those of sodium. Adequate intake is at 2,300 milligrams per day, the same as sodium, and the daily value is also 2,300 milligrams per day. It is almost completely absorbed in the small and large intestine, and it follows sodium absorption. Most is found in the extracellular fluid and is very much associated with sodium, and most chloride is excreted in the urine. Now, the role of chloride is to help maintain extracellular fluid volume and balance with sodium. It plays a role in the transmission of nerve impulses. It plays an important role as part of hydrochloric acid. We will see it being used during immune responses, and it also helps maintain acid-base balance and dispose of carbon dioxide. Remember, there's something known as the chloride shift when we actually see CO2 being converted to bicarbonate ion in the plasma. Now, deficiencies are rare, but they may occur with frequent vomiting coupled with a poor diet. Symptoms of a chloride deficiency include weakness, anorexia, and lethargy. The upper level is 3,600 milligrams per day, and that is based on an upper level of sodium, and levels of chloride this high may actually contribute to high blood pressure.